It looks like the controversial Jake Paul might be quitting YouTube. Here's everything we know. I'm Jana Rosenberg.
I'm Gabi Conti, and this is your 24/7 celebrity news. Okay, so we recently reported on Jake Paul's home getting invaded by the FBI, and we thought that you could use a little update on what has been happening since. So while there's speculation and theories as to why Jake's home was raided, Jake and his brother Logan have been mostly tight-lipped about this case. Recently, the Hollywood Fix caught up what appeared to be a very drunk or high or on something Jake Paul leaving the Saddle Ranch with friends, which include Tana Mojo, who was checking in on Jake and trying to get him to not to speak too much to the Hollywood Fix. But Jake was seemingly unfiltered as he told the Hollywood Fix, quote, "I don't F with that YouTube shh. It's just a dead end and they don't pay shh." You can fill in the blanks there.
That was so tough for me to watch because I feel like YouTube is what made the Paul brothers.
Yes, it did.
It doesn't matter. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, it does matter what they're paying you, but I'm just saying, like, you can't be disrespectful to the platform that, like, gave you everything you have now beyond YouTube.
Yeah,
you know?
It's saying, biting the hand that feeds you, right?
Exactly,
So it's
yeah.
the same feeling that we kind of felt when a lot of the TikTok boys were moving over to Triller, because we're like, yo, you try, especially someone like Bryce Hall, who has tried YouTube, has tried other forms of social media, but he did not blow up until he was on TikTok. Mm-hmm. And I think you could say the same thing to the Paul brothers. Yes, they were on Vine, but it's really like YouTube and their YouTube videos and their crazy shenanigans on YouTube that led to all of their other career opportunities. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, like Jake Paul would not be, boxing in Vegas if he was not a YouTuber.
Also, it is making him, maybe it's not enough in his brain, but it is making him a significant amount of money a year.
Yes.
More than the average person, to say the least. So it's another thing that's like, it's just another classless comment that came from Jake Paul, in my opinion. Like, it just is. So Jake went on to say, F YouTube, which is a platform that rose Jake to fame with 20 million subscribers. The Hollywood Fix wasn't buying that YouTube doesn't pay. As he said to Jake, "You're literally draped in diamonds. I'm sure it pays you a little something." But Jake said he makes his money in other ways. As he said, "I'm the owner of FanJoy." FanJoy is an influencer merchandising company, but Jake is not the only owner of it. It was actually founded by CEO Chris Vassarino. Jake is very involved with the company and has done a lot to build out the e-commerce site and bring attention to the brand. And of course, influencers knowing that Jake Paul has played such a big part in FanJoy.
Yeah.
Every single influencer that I've ever interviewed, at least, has merch with FanJoy.
Right.
FanJoy is a huge deal.
Right.
So I'm sure he does make a pretty penny with FanJoy. But again, that being said, like, I love that the paparazzi called him out.
Yes.
Our guy Fletcher from the Hollywood Fix.
Yeah, love Fletcher.
I feel like that was hilarious that he goes,
He's like,
I feel like you're making a little something from there because you got diamonds like draped around your entire body.
And even if the main source of his income is not coming from YouTube, it definitely is the platform that built him to be where he is today. I mean, when you look at the Forbes list of the most profitable TikTok stars, right? A lot of those TikTok stars, like Addison Rae, is making $5 million, estimated $5 million. Not all of that money is coming from TikTok, but the opportunities that she has, like her brand deals and her sponsorships
100%.
and her makeup line, all came because she was a face on TikTok. And the same thing with Jake. Would Jake be able to be a co-founder in FanJoy if he was not a big YouTube celebrity?
Probably not.
Absolutely not.
I mean, even his brother Logan Paul has this like majorly successful podcast called Impulsive.
Yes.
And he puts all of that on YouTube as well as wherever the podcast is streaming.
To get the audience.
But it's like you can't, it's just crazy to me that he said that. And yes,
So
he was
crazy.
drunk, but again, it's like, okay, another careless, disrespectful move by Jake Paul.
Absolutely. Well, the Hollywood Fix also asked if everything is good with Jake, which seems to be referring to the FBI raid of Jake's Calabasas home. Jake did seem to briefly open up about the raid of his home as he said, "No, everything is good, bro, but shh, be hectic sometimes. People want to make light of situations and put you in the news for some crazy shh, but everything is good." But just as Jake was about to spill more about exactly what was happening and how good things were, his friends came and took him home. As Jake ended his interview saying, "My friends don't want me to talk to you, but I love you guys." And he definitely was telling Fletcher how much he loves him. He said that over and over again.
Yeah.
He loves his work. He thinks they're best friends. Like, it was,
You know what's funny to me is like Fletcher, the Hollywood Fix paparazzi guy, in case you guys don't know, he's the voice behind all of those infamous paparazzi videos. He makes a killing on YouTube off of these videos.
Right, and
so,
he has less subscribers than Jake.
Exactly.
So if he's making a killing, Jake is doing fine, and that's why he's probably speaking.
I'm sure when he said that, Fletcher was like, yeah, I think I know a thing or two about YouTube
and how
by
it
now.
works, yeah.
So it's another thing that made me I kind of laughed at that. I was just like, that's just so
funny.
hilarious.
Oh, Jake Paul.
Well, fans seem to think that Jake Paul's interview with the Hollywood Fix was an announcement that he's quitting YouTube to focus on his music, and we also guess boxing, as Jake told the Hollywood Fix that he was dropping new music soon, a track called 23, which is about Michael Jordan. Jake hasn't posted new content on YouTube in 3 weeks, so rumors that he is leaving the platform could be true, and fans seem to have mixed feelings about the YouTuber leaving the platform, as one said, "Grr, at Jake Paul, you better be joking about quitting YouTube. I miss you so much." While another fan said, Jake Paul could save 2020 by simply quitting YouTube. By now, you guys know how I feel, at least, about Jake Paul. I'm just not the biggest fan. But that being said, he is one of the best content creators in the game. I mean, him and Logan really paved the way for a lot of people, and I totally respect that.
I mean, it's what Bryce strives to be like.
Absolutely.
I mean, Bryce Hall would, Jake ran so Bryce can walk, or however that phrase is.
I mean, it's so true. So I do think him leaving YouTube would be a big deal, and honestly, I kind of hope he doesn't. I hope
he doesn't.
I mean, he's a content creator. It's good content. I mean, the Tana and Jake, what people call Jana, aka my name. The wedding, I mean, it was iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Well, and you know what they say? They say a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts, but just because Jake is maybe thinking of quitting YouTube doesn't mean it's not his official statement that he's quitting YouTube. We'll believe it when we see it, but I mean, it isn't great that it's been 3 weeks and he hasn't posted anything. Yeah. He's usually posts video like weekly almost, right?
Totally. I mean, he's also going through a lot. His house just got raided by the FBI, in case you guys don't remember.
Dealing with a lot of legal issues. Also, he has a big match coming up next month, so there could be a lot of reasons of why he's not posting, but I'm sure we'll get some clarity if he really is quitting YouTube or if it's just, all drunk man's words soon.
Definitely.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you think that Jake Paul is actually leaving YouTube, or is it an empty threat? Let us know. I'm Gabi Conti.
I'm Jana Rosenberg, and this is your 24/7 Celebrity News.